The main word in this area is trust. Trust. The main word in this area is trust.
So, the two Johns have bought a field in a foreign country where they don't speak the language, they don't know many people. Where do they go from here?
Immediately there was a problem. They'd agreed to buy the field, they'd shaken hands on it, and then they discovered that because they were foreigners, they couldn't own a field in the countryside. This is a tapu. In Turkey, a tapu is a title deed to a piece of land or property. Whoever has their name on this tapu owns that land or property. So what should they do? Did they walk away from the agreement they had made? Or could they find someone who they could trust, whose name could go on the title deed?
The main word in this area is trust. Trust. The main word is trust.
So who could they trust? JP remembered there was a Turkish pastor in Izmir who he'd met before, and so they decided to go and see him and ask if he would be the person on the title deed who they could trust. The pastor was reluctant to agree to put his name on the tapu because he felt that there could be problems at a later stage. However, sensing their dilemma, he agreed on 4 conditions. Firstly, that he would remain anonymous. Secondly, that he would have nothing to do with the building of the farm. Thirdly, that he would put no money into the project. And lastly, that he would incur no debt from anything that happened with the project. So it was agreed, and problem number 1 was overcome.
Over the previous 2 years, the two Johns had built up a strong friendship with a local Turkish family, whose pension they stayed in while they visited Selçuk. The head of the family, along with his son-in-law, agreed to help with the little farm project. That was 18 years ago, and Kamal and his son-in-law Erdinç are still supporting the little farm today.
So you've got your field. Where would you start? What would you do first? Well, the first thing was to look for water. Now in Turkey, when you want to find water, you have to dig an artesian well. And sometimes you can dig down as far as 100 metres and find no water. However, you still have to pay for it. So the two Johns invited some of their friends to come over and to pray around the field and ask God to show them where they should dig for the water. They felt they were led to one particular corner of the field, and so they called in the waterman. And he pointed to exactly the same corner of that field and started to dig. One lady wanted to share a verse from the Bible that she felt was important, from Isaiah 55, "Come to the water and drink." And how deep do you think they had to dig to find the water? 55 metres.
The next thing they needed was power. Now, to get electricity in Turkey, you need to go and get it. Now, to do this, the two Johns needed to get 2 pylons. But unfortunately, one of these pylons would have to be on somebody else's land. But fortunately, they built up a good relationship with their neighbours, and this neighbour had allowed them to build this pylon on his land.
The main word in this area is trust.